Sky Blue Fans TV. For the fans, by the fans.
Yeah, good evening. Welcome to Sky Blue Fans TV. Yes, I'm Miles Cadden, and I'm here this evening for you as Ken is working this evening. So there's only a couple of guests on tonight, and we've got Claire coming back, who came on when we had the home leg versus Birmingham. She will be joining us later as well in the show to give us the mood in the camp in Birmingham, which I think isn't going to be a very good mood at the moment, unless they're really excited about their new £6 billion stadium that they're going to be building, or sports complex. Apparently it's going to be the new Wembley of the country. So we'll have to wait and see what's going on with that one. Just coming up tonight, we've got a few things to talk about. Obviously, Tuesday night's game against Southampton, and we have the Birmingham game to talk about as well. And a dodgy referee decision last night for the West Brom game. Oh, my goodness. I don't know if you've seen it, penalty decision. So we'll have a little chat about the referees as well in this league. But before we do get the show going, first of all, I don't know if you've donated yet, but the George and John statue appeal is up to £28,121, trying to raise a total of £87,000. So still a little bit of way to go. And the statue is going to cost £200,000. And Joe Elliott and all his friends have all raised the other money towards the statue, which will be going up outside the stadium next May, hopefully, outside the new club shop. So that should be really good. So if you have got a spare fiver lying around and you've got some money, just spare. If you want to put it towards the old statue appeal, £5. It's less than a pint of beer at the football, as I keep saying every week. So if you can head over to the old donate there statue appeal, or that is the account number and sort code for Sky Blues in the community. Also tonight, he's having his weigh in at the Sky Blue Tavern, is Jack Thomas. He will be doing his fight on Saturday. Well, we are, most of us will be in Birmingham, but we all wish him luck, and we hope he's going to win his first major fight in MMA. And it is at the Rialto in Coventry. If you haven't got anything to do Saturday evening, head over to the old tickets there, ultratickets.co.uk, and you can watch Jack fighting. He had his shirt. We gave him his shirt last week, and he was absolutely over the moon with it. So if you are not going to Birmingham, then please, if you could, go and support Jack. He's raising money for arthritis, as his mum has arthritis, so he's raising money for the Arthritis Society, which is absolutely amazing. And not forgetting, coming up very, very soon is what's going on? It's all gone wrong. Oh, there you go. Is our semi-final FA Cup. Yes, it is the semi-final. So we'll be building up to this starting on Sunday night. So head over to our channel Sunday night. We'll be building up to the big game a week this Sunday at Wembley. And it is going to be manic because it's the London Marathon as well. So if you didn't already know, we've got Man United in the semi-final. There you go. Right, then let's get on with the show. And we'll bring our guests in tonight. And obviously, he's here every week. He's the encyclopedia. He's been in hospital again this week. His wife's been poorly again, so he had to rush her back in. And he got in very, very early hours in the morning. Still had to go to work the other day. But good evening, Claudio.
Good evening, Miles.
You all right?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good.
I'm all good, and Caroline's fine. She's sat in the sitting room again. It's bizarre what's going on. Hopefully, according to Rishi Sunak, whatever his bloody name is, the waiting lists are coming down. It needs to be, because she needs the operation quick.
Brilliant. So she will be. They'll get her in. They'll get her in soon. I'm sure they will. And I mean, any news on the old your new podcast with Jim Brown yet?
No, I've messaged Jim this week because his wife was in hospital. My wife was in hospital, so really couldn't do anything. But I'm hoping to do the first one next week. So I'm going to get in touch with him again.
Super duper. So
we'll pick a subject.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to join in that conversation, then check out the Twitter page, and we'll share it as well. So we'll share the link going around when the old when it becomes available, the old podcast. And he's been on before. He's coming on Saturday to the Blues game. Let's introduce him. Good evening, Dave. How are you?
Good evening, guys. How are we?
All right. How are you? Good. Excited for Saturday?
Oh yeah, definitely. I can't wait. Hopefully we bounce back quick and it'll be a good day out, I'm sure, regardless.
We hope so. And if anyone is going Saturday, there's a lot of drinking establishments in Birmingham. But I am going to NQ64 before the game. It's a retro arcade, and they've got a lovely bar in there. And we're going to go and have a few goes on some old arcade machines before we go. And it's in between Moore Street and the ground. It's halfway. So if anyone wants to join us at NQ64, come and join us. We'll have a game of pinball or something. Be good. Good laugh. Right then. So we're going to talk about Tuesday night very soon. But first of all, have you seen the referee decision from West Brom Rotherham last night? And I know this isn't Cov City related, but the reason I'm bringing this up, which will relate to Tuesday night in a minute, there was a handball outside the box. The player's turned his back. He's hit his arm, and he's not even in the box. He's on the circle bit, half circle on the edge of the box, and the referees give a penalty. Now, have you both seen it?
Yeah, I thought it hit his head, actually. That's why I was even more mystified.
Yeah.
But, yeah. It's good to
I
see
mean,
there's a bit of sportsmanship by West Brom where they probably, I mean, it's so obvious it was outside the box. I don't know. Something tells me they should have said, ref, that's wrong. But there you go.
Yeah. I mean, Dave, have you seen it?
No, I didn't see it, to be honest. I've heard bits about it, and from what I am hearing, it's just typical refs of this league, isn't it? I think they make it up as they go along half the time.
I think they do, because the reason I bring this up now is because Tuesday night, within 2 minutes, Latibodier got yellow carded for a little bit of obstruction, whatever it was. It was his first tackle, playing at right back, got booked within the first 2 minutes. Then their goal, there was a handball, and the referee hasn't seen it. Our penalty, was it a penalty? I don't know. It was a bit, we'll take it, but we missed it. But, I mean, you got to admit, the refereeing standard is shocking, isn't it, Claudio?
Well, even their second goal, it looked like Shea Adams sort of handled it as well before he touched it in. But
it shouldn't have actually have even gone that far, because from when we watched it at home, the shot that led to their corner was offside. So they shouldn't have even gone to the corner that they got the goal from. So straight away, even before it got to the corner, it shouldn't have gone. And like you said, it looked like Shea Adams had handled it in the box as well. So
they even admitted on a West Brom, not a West Brom, the Southampton sort of podcasting that they do, a bit like the Unseen.
Yeah,
where one of them said it was a handball. So yeah,
it
hit his hand. If had been VAR present, both goals would have been disallowed.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I mean, Ken's a ref. He tells us, a lot of stuff about refereeing. But like you said there, Dave, the offside. Every time you watch a game of football, no matter what league it's in, the linesmen are never up to speed with the line. Now, I remember when Sunday League and that, you used to have to run the line, and you're always told to stay on the last defender and be on the last defender as the linesman. So why these linesmen not in line with the last defender during the games? I don't get how so many mistakes are being made. It's just ridiculous, isn't it?
Like you say, I mean, the amount of times I've watched a linesman be at least a good 20 yards away from the last defender, you'd be a rich man if you were paid £1 every time it happened. It's just ridiculous. They're paid to do a job and they're just not doing it. And some of the decisions for bookings and this, that, and the other. I mean, go back to the penalty. I don't think the penalty against Lati was really a penalty, if I'm honest. Obviously, like you say, we'll take it. when it's for us, we'll take it. But it was a bit soft.
Yeah, it was, weren't it, Claudia? It was a bit of a soft penalty, that really.
Oh, definitely. But they're the ones that they are giving them, aren't they? But when it's blatantly off your hand and the goal is scored, then it shouldn't be given. And the referee was in line with that. He was dead in line with it. That's what I don't understand. I mean, it wasn't great anyway, but you need a bit of luck, don't you? And we certainly didn't get it there.
Yeah, I mean, but you go back to the Leeds game. The referee in that game was trying to give the upper hand to Leeds all through that game for 90 minutes. There was no doubt about that. Referee was trying to give everything to Leeds, because we talk about the situation where Ellis Sims was being grabbed, and then he had the bloke on his back and he was walking around the pitch, and the bloke still wouldn't let go of him. And it's right in front of the referee, the challenge, and he's giving it the opposite direction. I just don't understand it. So if anyone out there can shed some light on this refereeing decision. Now, we'll talk about the referees for the semi-final have been announced. I don't know if you've heard.
No, I haven't. No.
Yeah, so they've been announced. Will was telling me today, I haven't done any homework on it yet. So if anyone out there has seen who the referee is, then and they know something about him, please let us know in your comments.
Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles.
Probably.
They do a better job.
You know exactly what's going to happen. You know exactly what's going to happen. Now let's talk about the team selection then for Tuesday night. We'll come to you first, Dave. Starting with the back line, you had Collins, obviously in goal. You had Latty on the right hand side. You had Thomas, you had Kitchen, and then you had Bidwell. I mean, what did you make to the defensive side of our team on Tuesday night, or should he have swapped it around?
No, I think he was right to go with what he did. To be honest, it was what I expected. Like you say, at this stage of season, you don't really want to be messing with the team unless it's really necessary. And the people, like the backliners we've got, I think are doing a solid job. They really have done a solid job. And they proved that against Leeds. I thought that day was absolutely brilliant. Bidwell was absolutely at this world. He done the same again on Tuesday night. I thought he was good again. Yeah,
and I mean, we didn't start off very brightly though, did we? I mean, it was a bit sloppy, wasn't it?
No. I don't know whether that's down to maybe a bit of heavy legs. Obviously, we've only been 3 days before that when we played Leeds. Then the travelling down there and lack of recovery time. I think it'll play a havoc. But the trouble is, as professionals, they need to get over this somehow and find that little bit of energy or that little bit of grit and determination to pull these results out, especially this side of the season when we need the points. I thought they were a lot better going into the second, but the first half was very, very poor. I think we were quite lucky not to come in any more than 2-0 down, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's like I said to Claudio. We were messaging during the game, and I said to Claudio, I says, we need to get to half time 1-0 or 1-1.
Yeah,
Claudio, we'll go to you about the midfield and the strike force. With the boys in the middle there, we had Sheaf and Eccles, and then we had Hadji Wright O'Hare with Van Ivak and Sims up front. I mean, what did you make to that when it was announced?
Oh, I was perfectly fine with that. It just shows you how we're missing Sakamoto, because obviously Milan would have played as a right back, wouldn't he? And Sakamoto would have been out right. I mean, that lineup was fine, wasn't it? When you look at it on paper, it's just that it's great to hear Mark Robins talk about the performance after the game, and he pretty much said what a lot of fans were saying on forums and Twitter and whatever, saying how bad we were in the first half. Our manager comes, I mean, we get fans going, oh, you can't say things about our team, we're wonderful, we're the next Man City, whatever. But he's come out and he said it. We were shocking in the first half. And he says, some of them may be leggy, but if you want to be at the top, you've got to find it from somewhere to stay at the top. Like, at the end of the day, we've all played 30 games, haven't we now? So we're all in the same boat. All the teams are. We've all played loads of matches.
Mm.
Yeah, and we've all had injuries. We're no different to any other team in that division. And if you really want it, you've got to battle for it. And the first half was just a bit weak. We've had quite a few of those first halves this season, haven't we? Really,
Yeah.
Where we started really slowly, and then we've come in back into it in the second half, and you think, oh, we could have got a point there tonight. I mean, the penalty miss there, Ipswich away, similar with a penalty miss. Watford at home was another game. We had a penalty miss, didn't we? Where these are 5 points we've lost there from missing penalties, basically. It was just a weak first half. And it's a shame because after Saturday, you'd think they'd be buzzing. And as the Southampton fan said last week, they weren't expecting much on the Tuesday night, were they? They were worried. And I didn't think they looked that great, Southampton. I thought they were okay, but nothing special.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, though, Robbins came out and he says, look, these players want to play at the top level. They want to be playing at the top level. And they've turned out the first half that they didn't really want to be there in a way. Didn't they? I mean, that's how it came across.
He wasn't happy.
No, he weren't happy at all. And he didn't single anyone out. He mentioned the whole 11, the whole starting 11 just wasn't good enough. For me, the key for me on the first half was Ben Sheaf and Eccles weren't performing for me. I mean, Dave, what did you think?
Yeah, I thought the same. I just thought the energy levels just wasn't anywhere near what we expected. Like Claudio was just saying, we all expected them to come out really having a good go at it after sort of taking the momentum off from the Leeds game. And it just wasn't there at all. Every pass was sloppy. We didn't seem to press at the right times. And when we had possession, we were just giving it up way too easily. But I really think, I mean, like Claudio said, these penalties were missing, especially on Tuesday night. It could have got us the game. I think the game would have maybe swung the other way because the pressure's then switched straight back onto them, and they're going to go, oh, we're losing again, and maybe they would have dropped their heads. But it's just not good enough at this stage of the season, really.
No, I mean, we've got what we got left now. Five games left. And I know Jim Brown put a post out. He says, "Come on, guys, still believe because we're on less points last season. With 5 games to go, I think, and we sneaked in there. I mean, I think what's done us a favour going into Saturday, Claudio, is Hull and Middlesbrough drawing last night.
Oh yeah, and also Norwich let the 2 goals slip at half time. We were pretty much out of the playoffs, I thought.
Yeah.
The way the results go, Sheffield Wednesday. Well, I said I think on some other podcasts that Sheffield Wednesday at home are pretty good actually. They're not that bad at all. So I was hoping to get a point. But last night I was watching the whole Middlesbrough game, and I cheered that Middlesbrough goal as if we'd scored it when it went in. I was just thinking, please score, get an equaliser, and they did. But I mean, yeah, we could win 4 of the last 5. I mean, I said this last week. Any team in the top 8 can win their remaining games. They can lose all the remaining games. That's how daft the league. I mean, nobody in the top 3 won, did they?
No, I mean, you wouldn't have called it, would you, to Leicester to lose 1-0 to Millwall?
Exactly.
It's not just us dropping points at this stage of the season. You look around, Leeds drew 0-0 with Sunderland. You wouldn't have called that after getting a defeat from us, and so it just shows it ain't just us dropping points. But I think if we can go and win against Birmingham on Saturday, I really do think we'll do it. I think we'll go in and charge on, but it needs to start. Someone's getting a bit horny outside.
What's that?
Were you swearing?
No, someone outside getting a bit anxious on the horn, I think. But no, I think if we go and win Saturday, I think we'll kick on. But it does need to happen. I think we'll have a good go at Hull, and then you just take it from there.
It's frustrating because I think obviously we got into playoffs last year, but we did similar, didn't we? Where we'd draw and somebody above us would lose, and you think, if we won. And like on the other night, Norwich drawing, and you think a win would have put us straight back in there, even closer.
This is the frustrating thing about it, isn't it? And it was like when we played Cardiff the other week. If we'd won that, Norwich dropped points, and we would have been within 2 or something,
does that
or
just
within
mean
1 or something like that.
So does that just mean maybe we're not ready because we haven't got a
Possibly.
strong enough squad to do it?
I'm
I don't know.
within the sort of vein now is if we make playoffs, I'll be happy. Of course, we will be. But I think for me, they need to put everything they've got into the FA Cup semi-final and try and go for that. Personally,
I mean that second half. The second half obviously was a lot better. Tuesday, it was a lot better. I mean, we started getting the wingers forward. We were getting forward. Bidwell was getting forward. Milan went off and Tavares came on. I thought he did quite well, to be honest. I thought he brought us up the pitch a bit further. And the ball in for Bidwell was absolutely superb. And just before that, he missed one, didn't he? Similar sort of pass as well. He nearly latched on. But it was a great finish.
It was. I'm happy for Bidwell. He deserves the goal. I mean, the amount of work that guy puts in, week out, is unbelievable. For me, he is our player of the season. There's no debating. You can have so many. You can look at the lots of Milan, Bobby Thomas, Sheaf. You list is endless, but for me, I think Bidwell deserves it because his performance is consistent, game in, game out, and you know what you're getting. And he's getting better. I think every game he's better. I absolutely think he's brilliant. He's the spine of our team at the minute. He really is.
He's passionate, isn't he, Claudio? I mean, when you interview him and you chat to him, he absolutely loves it here, doesn't he?
Yes, and also we've said it many a time. You play somebody in the right position, they're going to play better, aren't they? Yeah. And he loves playing as a left back. That's his position. He likes to get stuck in. He likes to tackle. He likes to have a bit of a battle, and he's proved he can get at the pitch.
Yeah.
What was the only disappointing thing in the second half was we scored with plenty of time to get a second goal, and we were half a yard off it, weren't we?
We were
all game really. It was a better second half, but we were just half a yard off it. And I mean, a 2-1 defeat away at Southampton. Any other time of the season, you'd have gone, okay, not too bad a result. Southampton, we don't normally do well down there anyway. But when it's this close to the end of the season, then it really matters. That's what's frustrating, isn't it?
Well, this is it. This is what we were saying, isn't it? It's now at the business end of the season. These points we're dropping. They were at the beginning of the season. You go, oh, it's just one of them games. But when it matters that little bit more, it gets frustrating, like you say. And what made, like I said, what making it frustrating, Tuesday night and the Cardiff game, 10 games we could have got something out of, is when Norwich are dropping points.
But also, Dave,
we picked up points in both of them games. We're sat 6th now, and so they're thinking about, how are we going to get back in there?
But you look over the whole season, that's how it's been. Even Preston, I know they're a bogey team, but come on, they're not that great, are they? Swansea, Cardiff done the double overs. We lost at Rotherham away. Rotherham don't lose to anybody.
No, they were poor.
So they don't beat anybody, I should say. They lose to everyone.
I got William.
Now listen, we got Claire waiting in the wings. We'll bring her in very, very soon. Claudia, should we get some comments in?
Yeah, I'll do them all, shall I?
Yeah. Get in, then we get Claire in.
Right, so Hector, evening all, PUSB.
Evening.
Hector again, I'm still gutted from Tuesday night. The team looked very tired. And I think we need to now win every game. 78 points, we have a good chance. Wow. This is Paul Hughes from a travel lodge somewhere. Evening, Miles. Met Fads and Dom Hyam at my hotel yesterday. They were great. Dom said he didn't want to leave. They lost 5-0, so I didn't do them any good.
No, he rang me twice yesterday, Paul, and I missed his call. So sorry if I missed your call, Paul. I was recording 2 shows for this weekend, and I had to cook dinner. And the players are tired. And the players are tired. You know what I mean? Work full time, do the radio, do the dinner, and the players are tired.
Yeah, I bailed out. I bailed out.
What they're complaining about, Miles.
Oh no,
I I was about to record my show and couldn't keep my eyes open. I thought, yeah, it was. So Ralph Wiggins, good evening all.
Good evening, Ralph. I've seen him in the Leeds game. He was well happy.
So
Wearing his
Wayne
Leeds
Littlewood, be with you Sunday team. Yeah, I'll ask him to come on Sunday.
Yeah, brilliant. Excellent.
Claudio, hope you and the wife are well. P.S. Robbins has messaged me again saying, keep up the great forum comments. Ruben Mackenzie Duff, good evening.
Good evening,
Good
Ruben.
evening.
I think Ralph is talking about the game, atrocious. I'm sure he's talking about the game and not us.
No, he's on about Leeds game, I think.
Gordon Tully, why do referees have no one to answer to? They should be monitored. Well, they're
Yeah, they
supposed
should
to be,
be.
aren't they?
They are, yeah. Bloody awful referees at the moment. Sick to death of them.
I've got one from I think a Blues fan here.
Go on then.
Jamie ITFC. Could you take it easy on us when you play us, please? Your game scares me the most.
You'll need to take it easy on us.
That's
Ipswich
Town, that was.
That's Ipswich Town.
God. Liam Leeds was a monumental effort, and to expect a repeat performance a few days later was always a big ask. 3 points than I expected from the last two. We'll both bounce back at the weekend, because I thought that you'd have taken a point from each game, wouldn't you? But we got 3, so
yeah.
Are we a point better off?
Well, there is that if you look at it in that way.
Yeah.
Wayne Littlewood, the referee on Tuesday was equal to our performance. Shocking.
That is dreadful.
Hector, Jamie, ITFC, I'm really looking forward to that game. Hoping we both have something to play for.
Oh, I've got some exciting news about the Ipswich Town game.
Wayne Bourne should have one in each quarter.
Hold on. I've got some exciting news about the Ipswich Town game.
Oh, go on then.
I'm DJing at Dylan's. Get
Oh,
it.
Hector, would love to see Ipswich go up as an auto. Oh, Luca Cardellino, I reckon I know him.
Who's that?
Bigger clubs get looked after.
Southampton.
I think he's talking about Leeds. You mentioned Leeds, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Graham Cockrell, I always think that there should be 4 linesmen when the ball is played so far. They're never in the right place.
They still wouldn't be in the right place if you had 10 of them.
Ralph Wiggins, is he from Salford?
Oh, the referee for FA Cup. Yeah.
Well, the referee on Tuesday was from the Isle of Wight.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And the guy and the Leeds match, he was from Wakefield.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. But it shouldn't be allowed.
Brian Kavanagh, loving the show. Keep up the great work. PUSB, thank you.
I nearly swore that. Cheers, Brian. Thank you.
Oh, my lad's on again. Lucas says it's Robert Jones for the semi-final. He loves a booking. So does Miles. Miles loves a booking. If you want to book him as a DJ, he's available for bar mitzvahs, christenings, weddings, and anything else.
Anything else.
Ralph Wiggins, he was actually from the Isle of Wight, and the ref from Leeds was from Wakefield. Yes, we said that from Wakefield.
Yeah.
Wayne Littlewood, even Robin said it, they need to put tiredness, etc., behind them at times and pull their socks up. We won't get anywhere feeling sorry for ourselves.
No, definitely not.
I'll get through these next 3 and then take a break. Brian Kavanagh, SB8 Southampton was incredible on par with Blackpool and Leeds away. They were actually really loud.
Yeah, talking about that, I mean, you know, Southampton come out before the game. They've got their little band playing there when the Saints go marching in. And then for 90 minutes, all you could hear was the Sky Blue Army.
They got one song, haven't they, Southampton? That's it.
Yeah. Come on, you mate.
And then they sang it with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I know.
James Hollyoake, way too many stray passes. That's true.
Yeah, Sky Blue Army were brilliant. And Robert from the Isle of Wight, bless him, I got him his tickets for the game. And it would have been a shocker if he missed it, because I knew I couldn't go. So I got Robert his. And Robert's a great lad. He really is. And he loved his day out. He took a picture of him on the ferry on the way over and everything. He even bought me my fridge magnet because I forgot to get it the last time we were down. Thanks, Robert.
Hector, we need a bigger squad. Next season, I'm sure we'll be corrected, regardless of what league we are in. And I think they keep going on here.
Go on then, carry on.
Gary, 7 evening. Sorry, couldn't make it on, Claudia. Oh yeah, I asked him to come on tonight, but he's available Sunday as well, I think.
No problem.
So Shoesmith Drones,
Bullshit.
evening, tuning in from Aberdeenshire.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Always nice to hear some Cov accents. Oh.
Brilliant.
Gibbo, disagree. Our back line has been solid. 11 clean sheets and 40 league games. Needs improvement next season. Mark Cunningham, as Robin said, he doesn't want to see a first half performance like that again. The players should just crack on and win our remaining games.
100% agree.
Ralph Wiggins, I was on about the ref decision for the penalty at West Bromwich. It was a shocker. Absolute shocker.
Awful.
And Alex Mark Lou,
Yeah.
do you think we have a realistic chance against United? Yeah, I've already got my Wembley seat booked for the final.
Of course we do, yeah, definitely. Right then. So listen, we're going to take a quick ad break. Cheers for that, Claudia. We'll come back to some more comments very soon. And then we got the lovely Claire. If you missed her last time when we played them at home, she spent over 160 odd quid to go to the CBS Arena with her family to see them get beat. I mean, come on, have a word. Right, okay. Sorry, Claire. Sorry, love you. Love you, honest. Love you. Love you. Right, okay, here we go then. Let's get a quick ad break and be straight back.
Sky Blue Fans TV. For the fans, by the fans.
Yeah, welcome back to Sky Blue Fans TV. I'm Miles Cadden. I'm your host for this evening. Ken's at work driving around the country in some flashy cars somewhere around. I don't know where he might be tonight. He'd be probably up the M40, or he might even be over in the Cotswolds. But yeah, he will be listening in, making sure we're doing a good job anyway, that's for sure. And we've got Claudio, our regular now and part of our team. He's the encyclopedia, second behind Jim Brown, but he is here as well. And we got Dave Granigan. It's about your fourth time now, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, still the fourth, yeah, something like that.
Brilliant, brilliant. And we've got Claire coming on in a minute. Now, listen, just a few more things to go through quickly. Don't forget, please, if you can, head over to the statue appeal, put £5 in for George and John's statue. That is going out, hopefully being built for next May, outside our new superstore. And Jack Thomas is having his weigh in tonight for his fight on Saturday. Head over to ultratickets.co.uk if you're not going to the Birmingham game. And he is fighting at the Rialto in Coventry this Saturday. So good luck to Jack. Good luck, good luck. Now, we do have Claire waiting in the wings. So shall we get her in? Let's bring her in.
Yeah.
Come on then. Good evening, Claire.
Hi, how you doing?
All
Evening.
good? How?
All good.
Now, come on then. Right, how much did it cost you again to come to the CBS?
It was £162 for 2 adults and 3 children.
Oh dear.
Wow. Is that
Yeah.
including travel?
No, that was just for the tickets.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
I know.
Wow.
Well, you saw a good team.
Well, yeah, something like that. And I did notice we haven't charged you that much. We were nice and we didn't reciprocate and charge you guys that much for the tickets back. So hopefully next season, if
I
we're in the
know.
same league, we'll get a better deal.
Never know. And you gave us an extra 266 tickets.
Oof, well, that's all going one way then, isn't it? The ticket traffic. Yeah.
Is it
So,
safe standing behind that goal now then, where we're going?
There's a little bit, there's one sort of strip of it, yeah, they've put in at kind of one end. So a little bit of it is, yeah.
Oh, brilliant. I'm hoping I've got safe standing. I love safe standing. I think
Yeah.
it's brilliant.
I think it makes it a better day when you can stand up.
Yeah.
Well, we stand up anyway, even if there ain't safe
Well,
standing.
yeah, we all do. We all do.
Now, listen, Claire, it didn't really go to plan last night, did it?
No, I mean it hasn't really gone to plan for quite a while now. It's so weird. The contrast of like off the pitch and on the pitch is just sort of like chalk and cheese. The whole, I think, on the pitch it didn't go to plan last night. It hasn't gone to plan in, for the whole season now. Since Eustace left, really, it's been very up and down with the odd glimmer of hope, and then it kind of tails off again. So yeah, it's yeah, on the basis of last night, I think you're safe on Saturday, and yeah, the 3 points are yours.
I was going to say, how was it last night? I mean, because obviously the day before you had the news of the Americans going to build the Wembley of the Midlands, £6 billion project, and then last night, what happened?
I don't know. I suppose if you're being harsh, they don't look like they're bothered. If you're trying to be kind, I think they're so nervous and so worried about making mistakes and stuff. They just keep passing it sideways, and no one wants to like risk going for it just in case. But then it just means you spend 90 minutes passing it, backwards and forwards across the defence. One slip up, they've scored a goal, then they shut up shop, and that's it. And it's another loss. And it doesn't feel like, I don't see how, on Saturday it'll be any different, because they'll be even more nervous. It's even more important we get something out of it. And then it's just even more pressure and more, so it just, I don't know. I can't quite, I mean, we could have played all night last night and we wouldn't have scored. So it's quite hard watching.
I mean, it's been a bit of a turmoil season for you there. Eustace, you're in the top six. You're right in there. You're in the mix. Yeah. And then they go, oh, we're going to bring Wayne in. Then you had Mowbray, and Mowbray started to settle you down, didn't he? You started playing some good football.
It all looked great. We had
very well.
Yeah, we had that game. He had a couple of games, and then we had the game against Sunderland. They had a big push, sold out, really good atmosphere, really good game. Went behind, pulled it back, won that game. All looks like it's going great. And literally on the Monday morning, I think he already knew he was going to have to step away. I think he'd already had those test results and stuff and already knew, but he'd wanted to do that game and the one before he kind of had to sort of go and start his treatment and stuff. So he kind of had that already, that he'd had those results. And then, it just, we haven't had... it looked like it was going to get Mark Venus. I think, he's never been a sort of manager in his own right and stuff. And that didn't particularly work out. And then, Gary Rowett hasn't got long to sort of sort it out. And again, it's, that's our sixth manager now this season. So, even if he's, got the skills and stuff, it's just the whole season's been just like one thing to another. And then somebody else comes in and then it's a whole different thing again. And, I think, he's tried, he's put the same team out. We've, had the same starting lineup for the last 3 games, which hasn't happened for a while. But they look like they're nervous. They don't want to make a mistake, but we haven't got enough sort of creativity enough then going forwards to, to get anything out of games. And it's quite a, quite a tough watch.
I mean, we know Mark Venus, don't we, guys? So
we do.
Yeah, thank God Mark Robins turned up.
Yeah. I mean, you just mentioned about creativity in the team. Wayne's just popped up. He says you took your most creative player off last night in your Japanese.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on there, because it was the same against Leicester, where we did all right for an hour. Again, listening to you guys talking about refs earlier, if Fires had been sent off for his tackle on Stansfield, which Gary Rowett thought he absolutely should have been. He was the last defender back, all over him, totally like blatant foul. There was no getting the ball or anything. He could quite easily have been sent off, and that would have, that game could have gone so differently. It was quite early on. It was close. But and then for an hour, we looked all right. We made our subs, people on Jamie Vardy, which, our bench is not quite up to that standard. I don't know if they're a bit tired. I think Jordan James played in the international breaks. He played, 2 lots of 90 minutes for Wales. I don't know if just some of them, it's great having the same starting lineup again, but actually whether, they're working hard and he's having to make the changes, and we haven't got the depth on the bench to they're not good subs. They're kind of enforced, I think, out of tiredness and sort of trying to swap it around. And there's a lot of games coming up one after the other, especially for the ones who did play in the internationals. And it doesn't feel like they're changes to sort of improve things. He's sort of almost having to, swap people about, and we're kind of starting with the best 11, and then it's just sort of patching up to get to the end of the game, and it's not really, not.
Do you find that when after that sort of 60-minute mark, if you find when they're putting these enforced subs in, is that when you sort of lose grip in the game, or is it before
Definitely
that?
Against Leicester. After that at Leicester, and, the contrast of, we did our 3 subs, they brought Vardy on, and that just, totally changed it. It took a while for them to score, but from, it was coming for that whole half an hour. And it just and we've let a lot of late goals in. If it's 0-0 at 90 minutes, do hang on, don't go anywhere, because the chances are in the next 4 or 5 minutes we will let that goal in, and you'll go away happy, because we just can't quite hold on, and don't quite have that, just sort of quality to see it out, and
Is that spilling out into the stadium through the fans? Is it getting a bit negative in there, or is it?
It is a little bit. I think, again, because of that contrast, like you listen to, Tom Wagner is absolutely amazing. And I think long term, even if we go down, he said that's, that they've got all these plans. He really seems to know what he's doing. He's really good, sorting out, they're changing the catering next season. They've done bits inside the ground. They're going to do more bits inside the ground, even though obviously the plan is to move. He's amazing at all. He's looked at kind of charity things. I don't know if you saw, he still wears that Help Harry Help Others bracelet, which is like a charity that's very much associated with the club.
Okay.
Every aspect of what, they're doing the Trevor Francis statue and things like that. He's so good at all the aspects of the game, but obviously he's can't manage what's on the pitch. And I think it's really hard, because you listen to all that on Tuesday, I think this is really brilliant. He's really taking us somewhere. And then it's all, everyone's excited when the game starts, but gradually just like, it's really hard work to keep trying to sort of keep it positive when it's just not happening. And then I think, the players get a bit even more defensive, fans get even more frustrated, and it just sort of spirals off, and everyone goes home sort of wondering what happened.
Yeah, it can't be a nice place to be, I'd imagine.
No.
How do you feel?
You go from this like mega high to like what? Yeah.
Yeah, we've been there. We've been there.
Stansfield is a player that I would like to see play for us. He has been your outstanding player this season. Every time I've watched you on TV or seen you on TV, he is some player, isn't he?
Definitely. And I really hope we keep hold of him. He really has. And even, that goal against Leicester was an absolute joke. Like, the keeper kicked it off him, but actually he earns that. He he presses and runs around and, chases everything. And eventually, it's a mistake by the keeper, but he's kind of earned that over the course of, multiple games where he just keeps going and keeps going. He scored some lovely goals, but it's hard work. He's on his own a lot up front. He's not the biggest of players, so it's hard work for him. But, occasionally makes those lovely breaks, and, he scored some lovely goals. And I think definitely, long term, I hope we can, get him permanently. In League One, he'd be amazing. I think he'd be on, 30, 35 goals a season if we did go down.
Is he on loan with you then, is he?
He's still, yeah.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
Yeah, hold him. I think partly because we did sack Rooney. I think there was talk of him going on loan somewhere else, or perhaps going back to Fulham after Christmas. And then I think they kind of managed to keep hold of him.
Echoing what Miles said, it's every time I've sort of seen you guys like through your highlights, or whether you've been on TV or whatever, even when you came to our place, you did stand out. Yeah, definitely a talent for the future, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. With decent service, he'd be even better.
Yeah,
Claire, when you played us at CBS, you had a player which I thought in your team I'd love to have in our squad, and he's gone from hero to zero. So what's happened to Dembele? What's happened there? Yeah,
he's gone out of favour. It's weird. I think, Rowett definitely doesn't rate him. He wasn't even on the bench last night. He's very, fancy and stuff, but I'm not sure how hard he works. And I think different managers have had a slightly different, at times he does look great. He's, can do some like really amazing tricks and stuff like that. But I think he's not everyone's, and sometimes if it doesn't come off when you like doing all the fancy stuff and then someone takes the ball off you, it doesn't quite, I don't know. I think at the moment as well, we need a bit more oomph rather than
do the basics first and then
and then
forward.
I think probably a couple of the others, Bakuna and people like that, have got a bit more sort of strength and a bit more power, rather than just the stuff. But he did, when he plays well and when it's set up, with him in mind, he did look really good. And it is different football. Like Wayne Rooney, it didn't work. We didn't have many of the players to play like that. But I think he was, he loved that running forwards and really going for it. But I think we've gone more to let's just try not to lose first and then see about kind of going forwards. And and he doesn't fit quite so well into that. But if I think if we were playing better, more positive, and it was all working better, he'd fit better into that with his tricks.
Also, you've got, I think I'm right, you've got about 4 loanees and about 9 players out of contract this summer, haven't you?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I mean, this is the next 5 games are critical for you guys.
Yeah.
I was on a podcast with a Blues fan just this week, and he was saying he needed a minimum of 4 points from the Cardiff game and obviously this game on Saturday.
Yeah.
Are you thinking if you lose this one, that's it?
Not necessarily, because we've got Rotherham and Huddersfield away, and so they are away games, but actually they're Rotherham and Huddersfield. So, and potentially because the atmosphere has got a little bit frustrating at home, whether that they're actually easier to win because it's a bit less intense. Yeah.
I mean, like I say, Rotherham's quite an easy game, I would have thought, for yourselves. I mean, they're not beating many teams, are they? So it's a game you've got to sort of target to get the maximum out of that. And Huddersfield, although they're a good team when they turn up, they can if you catch them on a bad day, it's also could be at least another point, maybe. But it'd be sad to see you guys go down, to be honest.
Definitely. It'd be so typical of Blues, though, that having held on for the last 6 or 7 seasons, the one season when we've got all this investment, it's all in theory kind of on the up, that's the season that
it's frustrating. I mean, the Blues always seem to find a way to stick into the league. Looks like they're down and out, and then sort of this sort of time of the season, they sort of pull themselves up. But
definitely
this season, it's looking a bit more tricky, I've got to admit.
Well, sorry, Miles. They should have held on to Eustace, shouldn't they? Really, this season.
Yeah,
and then decide in the summer what to do.
Yeah,
they were too hasty.
Definitely. And Tom Wagner did admit that the other night. He said of all the decisions, and he's they've done an awful lot of different things, made lots of decisions. That's probably the one that they did get wrong. I think sometimes they're not hugely into football originally and things, and I think business wise they're absolutely amazing and stuff, but I think they were looking at that from more the commercial point of view. He's a big name that gets us into selling shirts in the US because they've all heard of him and stuff like that, and looked at it more from the kind of revenue and the deals they could do with his name as manager. But if you can't win a game of football, then that's not sort of
Do you think I mean, the way it's going, I mean, we want to talk about the game, but you've mentioned your owners. Now, our previous owners came in; they didn't have a Scooby.
Yeah.
Do you think these Americans coming in, they've got these big ideas? You've got Tom Brady, who's an American footballer, and I heard the interview with him on Central News the other day, and he was giving it the big one about Tom Brady and all this. He's an American footballer, for God's sake. He's not a football player.
Yeah.
It's the wrong approach, surely, to run a foot. This has got to be the wrong approach to run a football club. And if you do go down, and like Claudia said, you've got 9 players out of contract. Yeah. You could have all the money in the world, but you've got this fair play now. And in League One, fair play is harder than what it is in this league and what it is in the Championship, in the Premier League. So you've got something's got to switch. Something's got to switch. And we don't want to. You looked after us. You looked after it. We get on. We all get on.
Yeah.
We don't want to see you go down, but it is looking like you're going to go down.
Yeah, definitely. No, it looks closer this time than ever. I think there again, Tom Wagner sounds very optimistic. What he was saying the other night is their plan is to grow revenues, and not by hiking up tickets and not necessarily basing it on that, but looking at the deals they can do, with names like Tom Brady and things like that, and looking at that revenue and already doing deals with Nike and people like that and getting that sponsorship money in, which then takes the pressure off, the sort of ticket sales and meeting financial fair play that way. And longer term, eventually with like the new, like Spurs don't have to worry about financial fair play because of the money they get from the American football games they play at their stadiums and all that kind of stuff. And so I think really long term, that's their plan, is that actually it's not necessarily about first team wages and kind of matching that up as a whole. There's enough money coming in from all the different aspects that doesn't become a thing. Short term, I don't know how well that works if we do get relegated, but they seem very confident. They're also talking about, it's 5 to 10 years, and hopefully they mean that they stick around and it does work out. But it doesn't feel like it's going to happen in the next sort of 2 or 3 weeks, unfortunately.
Well, fingers crossed for you, and all Cov fans. Well, I hope it's all Cov fans, and thank you for putting up with us. We do hope you do survive. We do, because we need more Midlands teams in the Championship. We need more Midlands teams getting up, fighting for the Premier League, because it's dominated by Northern teams and Southern teams. There ain't enough Midlands teams in there, so we need to get all our Midlands teams into the Premier League and show everyone what it's all about. Now Saturday's game. Let's talk about football. Let's talk about football. This is going to be I think this is going to be a cracking game. And although you said it wasn't very good last night, I think this Saturday it's the sort of game Birmingham probably need to lift themselves, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And in theory, I think they had a bit of a sort of honest kind of all out in the dressing room after the game last night. And I think, it sounded like it probably was quite interesting to have been a fly on the wall in that one. But I think there were apparently some sort of quite honest truths and stuff. And people said, really sort of said what they thought and stuff. So whether that, can make the difference and stuff and, sort them out for Saturday. Sounds like you guys have had a little bit of an up and down sort of patch as well. So I don't know, it could be a really terrible 0-0 where like nobody does anything, or hopefully it'll be a little bit more exciting than that, and be at least worth us all turning up for.
Well, it might be something like when you went 2-0 up before half time, we got 2 goals late on in the first half, and it ended up being a cracking game, didn't it?
Yeah, fingers crossed.
And what sort of crowds are you expecting this weekend?
They've done a really good deal on the tickets. So anybody who knows a season ticket holder can get tickets for 15 quid. So they've done, a good deal to try and sort of fill it up. I think there were 21,000 there last night, which for a midweek game, when we're not doing brilliantly, wasn't bad at all. So I think, they're hoping, should be a good crowd.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a cracking day. Shall we get on to some scores? We'll get on to some. Claudia, have you got a quiz for Claire tonight?
No, I've not done a quiz tonight.
Have you got any facts?
I've got no facts either, apart from
Claudio.
Let us down, Claudia.
Let us down, man. Let us down.
Apart from
go on.
when we played at St Andrews, I think we lost 3 matches in 42, which the Blues did that in a week. So when we were playing there. Bizarrely, we couldn't beat Birmingham though when we played there, even as a home or an away fixture. We drew both games and we lost the cup match, didn't we?
That was a cracking game though, wasn't it? But
it was
more fun for us by the
somehow.
end.
Somehow Callum O'Hare missed from an inch, didn't he? If you remember that game, I don't know how he missed. And previously, we didn't really have a good record at St Andrews. It was always a tricky place to go to, and although we're half an hour up the road, we're not really seen as rivals either. It's strange. It's a funny combination of things. But since we borrowed the ground, we've got a great record at St Andrews.
Yeah.
But the pitch isn't as good as it was then.
Yeah, is the pitch okay?
Yeah, the pitch looks fine.
This question. Yeah, what's the pitch like?
No, it's all right there. The pitch is all right. probably better than most pitches. I mean, my poor kids and stuff haven't barely played football for weeks because I think anything that isn't a professional pitch is like a mud pit at the moment, isn't it? So, but yeah, no, I think it's not bad at the moment.
Good. Now listen, and we'll get to some scores. We will get to some scores. Brian Kavanagh's come in. He says, heads up going to the Blues ground and parking on the streets as cars are getting stolen and stripped. Is this true?
I've seen a couple of instances of it, yeah. But interestingly, one of them was parked on looked like it was parked on the same road that we parked on with no problem. So I don't know if it's a particular kind of car, or I don't know. I drive a people carrier, so it's probably not that desirable for parts and stuff. I think there've been a couple of issues, but I don't know, how widespread it is or what. Yeah.
Well, we're coming by train. I just hope they don't decide to go on strike Saturday.
Yeah.
Because I bought me ticket now, and I know what they're like. They go on strike. So come on, let's get some scores in, Dave. Dave, you're travelling with Ken this Saturday, and
I am indeed.
Yeah, and you're going to meet us there. And now, what do you reckon, mate? What do you reckon this weekend?
I think it's going to be a tight game. I think Birmingham they can't afford to slip any more points up, so they're going to come at it. I think they're going to make it a bit rough and ready, and we've just got to be wise to it and go from there. But I think it'll be a tight game, so I'm going for a 2-1 for us.
2-1. Okay, Claudio.
Well, I think we've only lost twice at St Andrews in 22 years, so I'm going for a sneaky 2-1. I don't think it's going to be pretty because Rabbit doesn't like really pretty football, does he? If you think of Millwall, yeah. And they're going to be robust, they're going to be putting in the challenges. We've just got to play our game on the deck, haven't we? Knock it around, get it to Brighton Sims. Hopefully they'll find the shooting boots, and we'll sneak a 2-1.
Yeah, well, 2-1. And come to you, Claire.
I very much hope I'm wrong, but I think we're going to lose 2-0.
Wow.
I really hope not, but I think, yeah.
Wow. Well, yeah. Well, we'll have to wait and see, because we're going to talk a little bit later on, us guys, about what team do we think we're going to put out, because obviously we've got the big game next week. So do we put a full strength team out, or do we?
No, save yourselves.
This is the problem. I'm going to go. I'm sitting on the fence. I'm going for a draw. I think we are due a draw. So I'm going to go for a 2-2. We will concede because we haven't kept a clean sheet for a while. So I'm going to go 2-2, I think. Go for a draw. There you go.
Like it. I hope you're right and I'm not.
There you go. That'll put a smile on your face, Claire. Now, listen.
Sorry, Marcus. Claire, I know your lads play football locally. Are the Hornets still looking for volunteers? You've got a chance to put a shout out here if anybody's interested watching.
So we did have a really good response, and we filled a lot of the committee positions, but equally there's always, if people want to get involved, they're based in Borsal Common. If anybody's near enough to get involved, then definitely we're still looking for somebody to help sort of pitch allocations and keep the pitches nice. Also, we have a beer festival at the end of June, which is kind of open to anybody. So if you want to help put the beer festival on, help on the day, or if you just want to come along and enjoy the beers. BC Radio hopefully will be supporting that and promoting it for us and things. I think they'd always, always the more the merrier.
What age group? What the age group?
So the age groups run from under 8 right up to under 18s, and then there's 3 men's teams as well. So lots of opportunities to get involved at different age groups. And then, definitely just in the general running of the club itself as well. They've got a lovely clubhouse, so we have someone who's volunteered to manage that and things. But there's always, support, and we can pair people up with some of those new volunteers as well. So definitely get in touch. They've got a Facebook page, Borsal and Berkswell Hornets, if anybody wants to get in touch that way.
Brilliant. And when's the beer festival?
29th of June, Saturday the 29th of June. So always a nice sunny day. There's also Prosecco, a gin bar, that kind of stuff. So if you don't drink beer, not to worry, there's plenty of other options.
Happy days. Happy
Could be
day.
me and Miles DJing as well. We'll be there anyway.
I don't know
Yeah.
about that. I'll probably be staggering everywhere. Listen, Claire, have a great day Saturday. We might bump into you. You never know.
Yeah,
We're off to
and you guys too.
NQ64 first. We're going to play on the arcades.
Yeah, enjoy. Well, have a good day. Thank you very much for having me on again, and fingers crossed for at least a good game.
Yeah, listen, good luck for the season. Yeah, let's good luck
Thank
for the
you.
remainder of your games, and let's hope you can just stay up.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks ever so much.
That's a lot.
Cheers.
Ta-ra.
Cheers.
See ya.
Wow, we know what that's like, don't we? We've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a nice feeling, is it, Miles? But you know, I'd like to think they'll have enough in the bank to sort of keep themselves out of trouble. But the way their games have gone recently, it's hard to see where they're going to pick up the wins. But Rotherham, like I said to Claire just now, I think that's a game they need to target. But you just never know in this league, do you?
The thing is, as we know in football, you get a result where you least expect it. You know?
Yeah.
And that's what happens. There'll be a game where we think in the last 5 we're going to get nothing, possibly the FA Cup semi-final, you know, and you end up winning a game you're not expected to.
Yeah.
That is football. We know that.
Yeah.
You know, the home wins against Leicester and Leeds. There's an example. No one expected that.
I mean,
No.
the thing is, right? We've been there. We do keep saying, you know, we're like a scratch record sometimes, but we've been there. We know how those fans are going through. We know what they're going through, and it is not nice. I mean, it's probably different for Rotherham, and it's not nice for them to keep going up, down, up, down, up, down. But their chairman seems to be happy with that. But Birmingham are a team where you think, or a club, sorry, where you think they should be where we are and fighting for a playoff, shouldn't they? Really, Dave?
Well, yeah, I mean, they've been consistent in this league for a very long time, and they've had their success the same as we have. But it's not a thing I would think that had happened. To be honest, Birmingham City, you always associate them with the Championship. You don't really see them any lower than that.
No. I mean,
Actually, all the stories of clubs failing is down to ownership a lot of the time and decision making at the top, and it filters down, doesn't it? Virtually all the clubs. There's not many clubs where the owners have made the right decision, were brought in somebody fantastic, and it's completely failed. It's because it just made bad choices. And we did at our club for years, one after another, manager-wise.
And signing free transfers and
exactly.
bringing loanees that didn't work, and
and when we did get a decent manager, we didn't back them. It's all down to ownership a lot of the time, and they've had some chronic owners. They really have.
But do you think? I mean, I know I asked Claire this question, but are these Americans? I'll tell you how I feel about these Americans running Birmingham City. I feel like they are like the Wasps were.
Yeah.
They want a franchise. They want to turn Birmingham City into a franchise.
It depends, doesn't it, really?
MK Dons, that's a franchise. It's not a good thing for football. Football is not a franchise. What's the word, Claudio? It's not a franchise.
Well, it's not a franchise. It's sports. I mean,
the sporting business, isn't it?
It's not a franchise business, is it? It's a football club, and a football club is the community, the families, the people that go to the games. That's what football's about. And I personally think these Americans have come in and they're trying to turn it into a franchise.
Yeah, the problem is they don't understand the culture of football in this country. In fact, in Europe, because it's not the origins of most football clubs are just based around a town, a village, or a city. In the old days, they were created from churches and things like that. There's so many football clubs came from an old church, or it's not what they're used to, and they've probably seen the other lot at Villa doing what they're doing then and doing quite well, in all honesty, and thinking, oh, we could do that, go to Birmingham, second biggest city, but it's not the same. It's just not the same.
No.
And it'd be interesting to see how long they stick it out. But if they're going to build this stadium, they're going to have American football on there, aren't they? Apparently, and all sorts. It's a massive site. It's a massive site as well.
But we know what it's like about building a new stadium. Who was telling us we were building a new stadium for flipping 7 years?
I mean, for me, it just sounds like it just sounds like a sweetener, doesn't it? Because they're doing so badly, which is what they used to do to us, didn't they? Sisu.
Yeah.
So,
well, let's get some comments in. Let's get some comments in before we talk about the team that you're expecting to have on Saturday.
All right. Here we go. Where do we get to?
Shoe Smith Drones is next.
Oh,
season ticket. Got it?
Flash it up. Oh, yeah, got it.
Got it.
So, Sue Smith Drones was a season ticket holder before relocating. Each game now cost me well over £500 to get to. Blimey.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a commitment, that is. Whoa.
Brian Kavanagh, heads up. Oh, this is what you said about the watching out for your cars.
Yeah.
Wayne Vaughan, you took your most creative player off arts.
Oh, yes. We had that one.
This is Gordon Tullier. Where's my mug? Spot the ball winner.
You not had it yet?
No, he did send me messages. The email got chucked back, so I've got his address now. I've sent it off.
Right. Ken, sort it out. Ken, if
Robin Fletcher, get Rooney back.
Definitely not.
I like this from a Manchester City fan to Coventry City fans. Looking forward to playing you in the FA Cup final this year.
Good evening, England,
Good
UK.
evening.
Yeah, we're not. We want to play Chelsea. Wayne Vaughan, hopefully England.
I don't care who we play.
No, I don't, Miles, to be honest.
Don't bother me.
Glenn Watkins says our train issues on Saturday. So there's some cross-country trains. God, it's a nightmare.
That's not my train. That's not my train. My train's different from Leamington. I'm all right. Get in.
You're looking at that one, Miles.
Score predictions. Ian Small, 2-3. A game of errors. Wayne Vaughan, Miles, they have to give so many days' notice for strike. This is to do with the trains.
Yeah.
I'm all right. I've checked.
Wayne Vaughan, 1-3. 3-1 to the City. You've got another Mark Cunningham, 3-1 Cov. Alison Berry's gone for a 2-1. Cov Andy says, Miles, it won't be a Desmond. Cov 2-0. Mark Cunningham, I don't want to see Brum go down, but at the moment I can't see them staying up. We need a win to bolster our confidence for Man United from Alison Berry. And a couple more. Wayne Vaughan and the Bankrupt Council are putting 1.9 million into the new ground. Yeah, I don't know how that works out. USA turning English football into a monopoly board. Thank God for Doug King.
Yeah, definitely.
Indeed.
When do we get the semi-final tickets?
So
Paul, they emailed.
Oh, emailed.
Should imagine they'll start rolling them out rather tomorrow or Monday.
It'd be next week. It'd be early, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I think it'd be early next week. Now, apparently, rumours are that season tickets are going on sale on Monday, but I just hope they hold my seat for at least till payday. But season ticket. Wembley tickets are digitally sent out, and then you can print them off, or you have it on your phone. So you can do whatever you want with it. You can frame it, do whatever you like, and you can print it as many times, or you can do what I did last year for the playoff final. I printed my ticket and put it onto the back of a T-shirt.
But why would they do season tickets next week? Surely they want to get the semi-final tickets out of the way first. It's going to be too much for people to handle.
The club aren't supplying the tickets. They come from Wembley.
No, I'm saying, why don't they just wait till the semi-finals out of the way before they announce the season tickets?
I'd have seen that being the case. Because I think they'll do it a bit weak. But I reckon maybe a week before the end of the season.
because I think if they win that game against Man United, it's a whole new scenario for season tickets.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course it is.
If you think back to last season, they held off until pretty much we were in the playoffs, and even then, they only announced it was it a week after the playoffs?
Yeah, but they'll have a price structure in place now because they want to get the money in, don't they? Or
Well,
a commitment.
I've heard all those that bought their 5-year planned season tickets. Obviously, it's staying at £500, but everyone else is going to be over £1,000 each.
A match.
I'm joking, everyone. I'm joking. No. No.
Well, the Liverpool fans are protesting over a 2% rise, aren't they?
Well, how much was ours?
Well,
Ours was about
Talking
40%.
of Liverpool, they're losing 1-0.
Are they?
Good.
1-0 and they're 39 minutes in.
Oh, in Europe.
Yeah, they're playing Atalanta.
Yeah, we're in
Oh,
that
yeah.
next year when we win the
Yeah,
FA Cup.
we're there next year.
We will be, yeah. We'll win it.
That'd be so funny.
Hilarious. That would be.
And then we'll be in
absolutely
the Champions League the season after.
Exactly.
No, you know what they'll say? You know what they'll say, don't you? They'll say, right, we've won the FA Cup, but we didn't get to the Premier League. And they'll, UEFA or whatever, will come out and say, no teams below the Premier League are allowed in these competitions. And we'll get banned again and we won't be allowed to go to Europe again.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, Miles. They keep moving the
No.
goalposts, don't they?
You know what I mean? They'll move the goalposts. They'll say, no, Coventry City ain't allowed. They're in the Championship. That ain't allowed.
But you
Yeah,
know why, Miles? Because they'd
You
be
have
scared
all
of us beating them all.
Exactly. That's exactly right, Dave. Exactly right. And it's like when you see these teams in Finland and everywhere else playing in the Champions League and Wales and stuff like that, and you think, hold on a minute, why can't our teams in the lower divisions play in these competitions? It's just pants, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. There should be something for us to play for.
now, listen. Right, we keep going on about it. We got Man United a week Sunday.
Yeah.
Come to you, Dave. Do we go
Well,
full Saturday or do we rest players?
I think we rest players because, as I said earlier, I'd rather see us get into the FA Cup final than put everything into the playoffs and not make it.
Mm.
For me, you rest a lot of, Sims, and maybe if Godden's fit, put him in. But we need to, from what I was hearing, Palmer's running a tight hamstring and Haji Wright's running a tight thigh. Now, for me, you got to look after that. I know obviously Casey can't play in the semi-final, but you still got to look after him. But yeah, I think he's got to find a way of rotating the team. We can't rotate it massively, obviously, but because we haven't got the players to do it. But try and rest as many as we can.
Well, Palmer doesn't really. He's not going to play, is he? So
no, that's the game to sort of play him. I think Saturday instead of O'Hare,
which is a farce because not only did a Man United player get sent off, there was a Man United substitute ran on the pitch as well in their semi-final. And once again, we're going back to the referee, the dark or whatever you want to call it. The referees again bottled it, bottle jobs because it's Man United. So, and Premier League, the FA have bottled it as well by turning over the red card. Well, sorry, at the end of the day, he took his shirt off or whatever he did, and he got sent off. So why is that, rescinded? Why has that been taken away? And
it wasn't taken away from what I read afterwards. It was, if you get given a red card, you can serve your suspension in the next league or next competitive game.
Right.
But with if you pick up 2 yellow cards before the final, that suspension has to be served in the next cup game. That's how they've worded it, which I think is absolutely a load of sods if you ask me. But it's not fair. How you can't tell me a yellow card gets a harsher punishment than a red card. There's no point to it then. It's giving anyone a red card. I don't worry about it. You can go serve your suspension in the next league game and carry on and play in the semi-final. Great.
What Palmer, like I said, what Casey should have done was flick the V's at the ref and he got sent off, and that would be missing the next game. Ridiculous.
Yeah,
I know.
It's a separate
it just makes
competition.
no sense. It makes a farce of it all. It really
Yeah.
does.
It's a separate competition.
Yeah.
Separate competition. Now, listen, I mentioned about season tickets. Alison Berry's coming. She says, Miles, you so don't scare us like that. About £1,000 a ticket. Robin Fletcher's come in. He says, always play your strongest team. Oh, yeah, well, I don't know. Claudio, go on. We've got some more comments. We'll get on
Yeah,
to
well,
what do
I
you think?
Well, Palmer will come in for O'Hare. He might as well play because he won't be playing against Man United. I can see Torp starting, but we need to put out a strong side. I think
That's what I was going to say. Would you put
we
Torp
need.
in?
Yeah, we need to win this game at St Andrews to give us any hope, and then concentrate on the FA Cup for that week. But this is a huge game. It's against Blues, really, in terms of.
It's a sticky
our
situation to be in, isn't it? Really,
No,
you're
I
in
think
limbo.
we
You're
just
in limbo
play-
with it.
At the end of the day, although it'd be fantastic to get to the cup final, we do want to get out of this division, don't we?
Of course we do, yeah.
We're playing a team who we should beat. On paper, we should beat them, and on the pitch, we should beat them. Just play your strongest team.
Let's have a look at the fixtures around us, right? So the fixtures around us, right, for the teams in and around where we are. Hull have got QPR at home. Now QPR are on a bit of a roll at the moment. So, or are they definitely on the beach now because they think they're safe? Ipswich have got Borough. Well, Ipswich need to win it because they want to get up straight away. Preston have got Norwich. Now that ain't easy.
That's going to be an interesting game, to be fair.
That's going to be a very interesting game.
This is why we need to win.
Southampton got Watford, Swansea got Rotherham, and West Brom have got Sunderland. Well, that ain't an easy game for West Brom, although we ain't going to catch West Brom. It's all down to this 6th place. So it's tight. It's tight, isn't it? It's
Norwich
tight.
can
It's
lose
still
at
doable.
Preston. Norwich can lose at Preston. We can win at Blues, and it's game on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hull, QPR could beat Hull, and Ipswich could beat Borough. So it is game on still, isn't it?
100%. Well, I think we've got to keep backing the boys until it's mathematically impossible.
Yeah.
You know, I think Robbins will want to do as much as he can, and I'm sure Doug will be pushing the boat as well to try and make sure that he puts the best team out.
Yeah.
It's a sticky situation, like I said, with the lineup for Saturday. On one hand, you want to try and save a little bit. Maybe the plan would be go at them, try and bang a couple of goals, and then heavily rotate the squad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now the bottom of the table, which I'll tell you, this could help. This could help Birmingham. This could. So Leeds have got Blackburn at the 12:30 kickoff. Okay, so Blackburn, they're only, I think they're 3 points clear of Birmingham, or six. Is it 4 points? Hold on, let me have a quick look. So Blackburn are 5 points clear. No, 4 points clear of Birmingham. Then you've got Stoke. You got Bristol City against Huddersfield. See, that could help Birmingham out because Bristol won 5-0 the other night.
Yeah, that's quite a shock result.
Yeah, Millwall have got Cardiff. Sheffield Wednesday have got Stoke. So Stoke are still in that relegation battle.
Yeah.
They've got Sheffield Wednesday, but Sheffield Wednesday at home, like Claudio said earlier.
Half decent at home.
They're half decent at home. Rotherham are down anyway. So, you know, that bottom part of the table, Birmingham have got a lot to play for this Saturday. So, I mean, going on to the team, I think we've got to play the strongest team possible.
Yeah,
I really.
Maybe.
And with a week to go, I mean, we've got a week rest.
My biggest worry is Blues tend to be one of them sort of physical guys. They put a challenge in, and my only worry is if they put a bigger challenge in and injure one of our players, you know what I mean? It could be a bit risky. Not only that, I think you mentioned it on the podcast you were on, Claudio, the other day, where, or was it it's the Blues fan that said it, maybe their tactic would be go in hard on us for the first sort of 10, 15 minutes and then make us back off them. I don't know. It's good. It's an interesting game, but I think it's a game. If we turn up and play our game, they haven't got a chance. But we'll see.
Right. Any more comments, Claudio?
Yes. Palmer can't play an O'Hare who's not setting the world alight. This is referring to Saturday's game.
From Paul, yeah.
Oh, God. Wayne Bourne, no, we have to beat Brum. Trevor Merriman, go for the strongest team on Saturday. Robin Fletcher, always play your strongest team.
Yeah.
Wayne Bourne, it's a great position to be in.
Yeah, it is. Very
It
good.
is. Ralph Wiggins, next time the FA make a good call, be the first. Absolutely hopeless. Any talk on the awards night? Well, we can do.
Yeah, we can do. It is the Sunday after QPR. So that is the 5th of May. Shame it's not the May the 4th be with you,
Yeah.
which is we got QPR. But yeah, 150 £150 each
Yeah.
bird, or £175 after. I can tell
Yeah.
you now, if we get to the final of the FA Cup and we're in the playoffs, I don't think I'm going to be spending my playoff money and my Wembley FA Cup final ticket money to go to the awards night.
Yeah. This is
I think it's a bit steep myself, to be honest. I think I get why they're doing it, but I think it should be as much involvement from the fans with interacting with the players. It makes it a special night for the fans, but it also makes it a special night for the players.
Yeah,
You know,
it's to
it's a good
keep
experience for everybody.
it's to
I
keep
made
us.
a-
That's all it is.
Yeah, I made a comment on social media. You got the Legends Day the day before, £165.
Yeah.
You've got this £150, and I mean, some people may think it's a drop in the ocean, but to a lot of people it isn't. And it's
No, it's not.
you know, and I just feel that it doesn't matter if I can afford it or not. That's not the issue here whatsoever. I'm just thinking about people who may have would like the opportunity to go to this kind of evening, and it's cutting out a lot of people, and it's done for a reason. It's done for a reason because maybe in the past when the tickets were a bit too low and affordable for everybody, it can become a bit of a raucous evening, which is probably what they don't really want.
It
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
last. It was great last year. It was
Well,
great at the prices
yeah.
we charged last year. It was brilliant.
But I think
the
that's what
food-
they're going for.
The food was crap. I didn't
Yeah.
even get a starter. I didn't even get my starter. It
Well,
was
I
crap.
don't understand.
You get it?
I imagine the people doing the catering are the same ones who do the catering for the Diamond Lunch that I go to.
Yeah.
So how was that £34 a head for a 3-course meal and 2 bottles of wine on the table? And this is 150 quid. I know you got the players there and all the rest of it. Don't know. It's one of those, isn't it? I mean, it would be good if they could do a massive evening in the conference centre, couldn't they? Where you could
Yeah.
have like an awards thing on the stage where you charge everybody 40 quid just for that.
Yeah.
And people would go to it.
Yeah.
You know,
I
I
mean-
don't know.
I mean, I do you know what? I'm gutted. I can't afford to go, to be honest with you. So if anyone
Yeah,
does want to,
I am.
donate me some money or want to sponsor. By the way, if anyone wants to sponsor the channel, we are taking on new sponsors ready for next season. So if you do want to get in touch with us, send us an email, skybluefanstv@gmail.com. If you do want to sponsor the channel ready for next season, would be really appreciated. But no, joking aside, if anyone doesn't want to pay for me to go on the awards night, I wouldn't say no, and my hotel room. But yeah,
Oh,
last year, with the ticket and the hotel room was the same price as what the ticket is this year. So you could stop the night with a pitch view and go for the awards night. It's
60% increase, I think, isn't it?
yeah. Look, someone's put the elitist awards night, Lee Beckett. Surely this is going to be for everybody. Surely.
But
Even
I
if
think for me, the more you get involved, the better.
Yeah, we've been priced out of it this year. I
Yeah.
think we've been priced out of it this year, and do you know what? I'm gutted. I am literally, I
Because-
am gutted.
Because Miles, you're not thinking of
what we
yourself.
do- yeah, but what we
because-
do here for our club, we promote our club. I mean, I'm lucky enough. You're lucky enough, Claudio. We're lucky enough. We get to interview the players thanks to the Sky Blue Tavern, and that makes it for me. That makes I love it. To interview players the way I've interviewed Bidwell and everyone else over the last couple of years, and to be able to bump into Bidwell and he knows who you are, or you bump into Hamer at Tom Grennan's concert and he comes and taps you on the shoulder and says, "How are you, Miles?" and all that. It's great. It's lovely.
Yeah.
But the awards night for what we do for our club, not just us, Sky Blue Extra as well, and all things Sky Blue as well. You know, we all promote our club, and we do this from the goodness of our heart. We love it. We're passionate about it. I think it's got too expensive for people like us that were, and you, Dave, and everyone else watching tonight. It's Danny Drury, everyone, Alison, and Lee Beckett, and everyone there, right? It's got too expensive for all of us.
Yeah, that's my point. Because if
And it's wrong.
if I go like yourself, you're not going to go out your lad. I'm not going to go out without Luca. I can't go on my own.
I'll go without Will.
But you just can't do it.
I'm
You
going
just-
without Will. I don't care.
You just can't do it, can you? It's just one of those things. You know, it's I don't know.
Yeah,
It's-
I mean, you know, it's.
if you can afford it, it's a great evening. But a lot of people cannot afford it. And plus, you know, for some people, they're saying I can't do the Legends 165 and then that for 150. That's your season ticket, pretty much for next season.
Yeah,
It's not even that. You got to think as well on top of Wembley next week. For a lot of us, that costs a lot of money. I mean, for me and my daughter, that's cost me £126. That's before I even touch anything else.
Yeah.
£80 on the coaches. You then got your food and drink for the day. You know, then obviously you got all the games in between that, and your general expensive and bills and whatever else. It's just not feasible. And like I'm with Miles, I'm quite gutted. I would have loved to have gone. You know, couldn't go last year because I was working and whatever. But you know,
Yeah,
I thought if it was a sort of a similar price as last year, I would have actually pocketed that and gone. You know, I was really looking forward to it. When I see the prices, I thought, oh,
Well,
Yeah, I must be close to 200 quid for Wembley. I've not left the house yet.
yeah,
well, this is
yeah,
it,
this
you know,
is it.
it's like we're saying, if we do get to the playoffs, you got
Yeah,
two
this is
games.
another thing.
You got 2 games to pay for. Right?
Yeah.
They're going to be 30. They're going to be 30 quid each.
Yeah.
Then you've got to travel to the away one. You got your travel to the home one. You got your food and drink at the home and the away one. Then if you get to the final, you got the same again. And
Yeah,
then if finally the FA Cup, we got the same again. And the price of the awards night 150 quid. You're like,
Yeah, I did like the 150 quid
feasible.
each or a table of 10 for 1,500. I mean, that's aimed at, to me, that's aimed at businesses as well, isn't it? So they know a
I think
company,
that's what it is.
a company will go, we'll buy 10 seats and we'll just invite some friends.
yeah, that's what they want. That's what they want it for. They don't want just the fans there. I'm look, we're not going. It don't matter. I'm gonna cry in a minute because I ain't going. I'm going to cry in a minute because I am upset I ain't going. Thanks, Brian Kavanagh, for bringing that up. Any talk about the awards night, you're making me all upset now.
Mind
He
you,
did say, happy
Yeah.
to sponsor the channel. Can you send me the details? Yeah, we'll send you drop us an email if you could, mate, and I'll email you back if you can.
that's
Sky Blue
fantastic.
TV
That's
at
fantastic.
gmail.com. Thank you, Brian. That's lovely of you. Thank you. Right, a few more comments, then we better go because we're nearly at the time.
So we've got a
Just gotta wipe my tears. Hold on.
Rob Nichols. I've
Right,
been
Nick.
Torpin. He needs a full 90. He might be needed next Sunday.
Yeah. Hold on a minute. You missed this one.
I'm about to do that. How
Oh,
are
good.
you?
Hi,
Danny
Danny.
Drury?
Do you know what? Danny's great, right? His girlfriend, I think it's his girlfriend or wife, she's a Mansfield fan. And they're lovely, right? They come to the Sky Blue Tavern to the players' nights and they rotate their games. So they come to the Cov games and then they go to a Mansfield game, and then they come to a Cov game, and then they go to a Mansfield game, because it's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Good evening, Danny. Carry on. Sorry, Claudio.
Alison Berry, will they stream it? I don't think they do they?
No, they won't
No.
stream. They'll have these digital boards up, and last season they had the wrong Cov badge up.
How have you said that?
They,
So
they put like a highlights video together, didn't they, last year?
Yeah.
So
And it's like
that's about
the,
it.
the agency they use, they're from out of town, so it doesn't even bring local businesses in, entertainment. You know what I mean? DJ Smithy does it, that's fine, but the PA and that ain't from Coventry.
So, Danny Drury, I've never been to Cov Awards night because it's too expensive, can never afford it.
It is expensive. Danny, it is expensive.
Lee Beckett was hoping to take the daughter to her first one, but not to shell out 300 notes.
No.
It's the price of success. What would you be saying if we were mid-table, nothing to look forward to? It's
The
not-
same if it was 150 quid, Paul.
Yeah.
Hey, Miles, you want to offer your DJ services? That might
The
be your
problem,
ticket in.
the problem is,
Smithy would do it.
once the prices start going up, prices never really come down, do they?
They never come
No,
down. Look
no,
at coach travel.
no.
Look at coach travel.
Well, I
So
think when not last season before, were they were about 50, 60 quid, weren't they? And then last year, I think they were about 90. Was it 90 pounds?
Yeah, early bird was 75, I think, and 90 quid it was, and it worked. It worked.
Oh.
We were in the casino till 5 a.m. So
Oh, brilliant.
I'm joining the fans should boycott the awards night. The thing is, I know at least 6 people who I know quite well are going because obviously they can
Dave
afford to
Kay's
go.
bound to go, isn't he? Dave Kay.
So
Oh, they all go.
and I had someone message me earlier saying, "Are you going?" I says no, and they just replied, "Boo." I can't justify it at the minute, so I'm not doing it.
No, definitely not.
Um,
I've just spent all my money.
Brian
on the
Kavanagh, it's making me feel bad. I've sponsored Game of the Season awards.
Brian, have you? What? Oh, tell us which one you chosen.
Sneak peek.
Yeah, but it might be.
Steve, what game? What game? Tell us.
It might be a weak Sunday. The Game of the Season.
Yeah, it might be.
Oh, I hope it is.
Oh,
I really
man,
do.
brilliant. Oh, it's up to the fans.
Bidwell.
Brian, what do you do, Brian? Let us know. Message me. Email me, please, Brian, please, if you can. skybluefanstv@gmail.com. Catty Cad's coming. Dave Kay's camping out already. Look, listen, mate. Look, do you know what? It's been brilliant tonight. No spot the ball. Sorry, guys, there was no spot the ball tonight. I've been that busy at work this week. I ain't had chance. So yeah, but oh, Brian does the official coaches in car park. Brilliant. Yes, hello, Brian. I know you now, Brian. Yes, I picture the face
Sorry.
now. Thanks,
Yes.
Brian. Yes,
I've had it. Yeah, I made a comment on Facebook because somebody was asking about. I've just realised now who he is. About who's doing coaches. Are there any that are doing booze? And I replied, the police have said no booze allowed on coaches down to Wembley, and you get turned back if you get searched. It's so strict, all the stuff we've had given. So I realise now, Brian, yes, and he backed me up on that because sometimes we make a comment, you're thinking, please, somebody back me up. And he came back and said that's what they've been told as well. There's no booze on coaches.
Yeah, no, it's
random checks.
Are they doing the same again? Aren't they as last year? So all Cov fans will go M40, and Man United fans will go M1. So I think they're doing the same again, which they did last year, and it was mental. So I'm hoping we're going to leave about 8:30 in the morning. Get in.
Well, my coach leaves at 9:15. We'll be all right, I think.
Yeah, I think we're
So
going.
What I've got here is there's zero tolerance on alcohol on the coach before and afterwards. They confirm that any coaches with alcohol will be reported and fined. They are banning off licenses from selling alcohol anywhere near the ground. We've got Box Park and the Green Man. There's a plan in place to get coaches away as soon as possible after the match.
Well, that takes 2 hours.
was gonna say.
I'll tell you why. Last year, right, Martin, my cousin, Catty Cads, he was home before we got out the car park.
Oh wow!
Honest, no lie, seriously. And I was going to go
Wow.
into town. And I
Yeah.
didn't get back till 1:45.
Well, I think by the time I got back home, back to Cov, and this was only to the bus station, I think it was about 12:15. And I was going on holiday the next morning. I had to be up at 7 o'clock to go on holiday.
Blimey. This is the best one, though. Listen to this. So Will's going on holiday to Tenerife.
Yeah.
And if we get to the final, he flies back for 4:00 in the morning. He's going to get straight on the train down to Wembley for the final.
Happy days.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Can't do it any better.
What time are the official coaches leaving and where from? Oh, Brian will let us know. Brian's listening. Brian, any news on that for us before we go? Because we're going to wrap it up. Been going over an hour and a half. What time are the official coaches leaving and where from? Peter Doolan. Oh, and Danny Drury's come in. Yeah, Miles, Bella's just my girlfriend, not my wife. Well, you better make an honest woman out of her then, ain't you, Danny? We're taking 80 coaches. What?
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
I got-
80 coaches.
But M40 is going to be busy.
Here you go. Officially 8:00, but I will be down there early next to Central 6. Wow. 8:00. Okay. Right. Neil Thomas, we're leaving at 8:00.
The rugby supporters club are taking 7 coaches, which is incredible. Mark does an incredible job.
Wow.
That's the engine from Kenilworth are taking 5 coaches. Thankfully, we're just taking the one from the Leamington and Warwick Supporters Club. It's far easier to manage. We're stopping off in Northampton on the way, well, near Northampton on the way
You're not
down.
allowed to go that way.
Sorry.
You're not allowed to go that way. You've
Well,
got
we're
to
going
go.
to. We have to go that way because you've got to pick one of the guys who runs it from his pub.
Oh,
So we're having
right.
breakfast there at the crack of dawn, basically.
Paul Cuttyford says Craftsman's leaving at 10. There you go.
That's
So
good.
there you are. Right, well, that's it then. Come to the end of the show. Thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. I hope you've all enjoyed the show. I've definitely enjoyed being back in the hot seat, and it's been great fun, to be honest with you. And we've had some new listeners and new watchers tonight, which is really good as well. And we had a great conversation, haven't we? Really, guys, enjoyed it.
And
Yeah.
Claire is top class, isn't she? She's really good.
Yeah.
Do you know
I was
what? Do you know
impressed.
what? Do you know what?
Very good.
I do feel really, really bad for her because you know when she came on originally for the first game at home, she
Yeah.
was really bubbly. She was like really, really bubbly. And tonight you could tell that things aren't right, can't you? You can just
Yeah.
you can tell that it's just not. It's things
Yeah,
aren't
it's
right.
not, it's not
The
nice,
whole-
is it?
The whole family went down to the QPR away game as well. I know they did. And they were winning, weren't they? And they're doing really well. And they lost 2-1. I mean,
Yeah.
we all know we've been there. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you just
James is
don't-
one of our presenters on BC
Yeah.
Radio, her husband. So yeah, it is horrible. It is horrible, and we do know and we do feel for them, and it's not good. It's not good. And I mean, well, Will's girlfriend, her dad is a Birmingham fan, so it's not
But when
good for them.
when you're playing them, you know it's us against you. But like
Yeah.
the local team, you want to see them stay. Like I said earlier, we ain't got enough Midlands teams in the league as it is.
No.
Getting rid of any is just not what you want to see. So I really do hope they stay up.
Well,
Yeah.
basically, they remind us that they saved our club, and we remind them that we won the league at St Andrews.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's
But
banter.
then again, like you just said, if it wasn't for Birmingham, where would we be now?
Yeah, I mean, even our ex-CEO Dave Body said that, didn't he?
Yeah.
The other thing as well, if they do go down, I do hope the Americans don't just pull the plug on it,
Yeah.
because that will, if they do that, that will be that. Like Claudia said, 9 players out of contract. It's a lot of players.
It's going to be tough for them regardless, I think, because you know as well as I do, we've got we had to have a big haul of players come in, and it isn't a cheap thing to do, especially if you admire to be that team going pushing for the playoffs or promotion or whatever. But it's not over yet. Same as it's not over for us, and they've got to keep the faith the same as we have.
Definitely have. Wayne Vaughan says, don't forget we paid them decent rent. Yeah, well, still.
We did, but they could have said no.
They could have said no.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
Right.
that's it then. Come to the end of the show. Got to wrap it up. Just want to say, let's go for it Saturday. Let's just go for it, City. Let's hopefully we get the 3 points and we keep this push going, because there are some teams around us got some tough games this weekend and it could swing in our favour. And as Jim Brown said, look where we were this time last season. Yeah, we're on more points and keep the faith, because we've still got what we got left. 5 games, isn't it? 5 games.
5 league games, yeah.
3 home and 2 away, isn't it?
Yeah. I think that's going to be an important factor for us.
Yeah.
We can keep packing the CBS out. I think that will help us out.
Yeah, let's keep it going and play up Sky Blues and Sunday night we'll start the build up to Wembley. We might have a couple of shows next week with the build up to Wembley. What do you say? Might do a couple of shows.
Why not?
I think we should.
Yeah, do a couple of shows next week. We'll do 3 or 4 shows next week for the crowd. We hope we'll see you. Don't forget, if you go in Saturday and you don't want to hang around all the pubs, you want to come to the arcade, all right? NQ64, come down. It's brilliant. We're going in there, a couple of beers, arcade machines. It's great. Guitar Hero and everything. Wow. Guitar Hero.
Are you any good at that, Miles?
No, I'm rubbish, but I love playing it.
I'll be in Sheffield playing 2 matches of hockey Saturday and Sunday. So I'll
good luck with that.
I know. I won't even know the result until after I've finished playing. So
that might not be a bad thing.
Bring back the trophy.
Yes, bring back the trophy. Yeah.
Well, best of luck with that, Claudio.
Yeah. Cheers. I'm going to need it. I haven't played for a few weeks.
Oh, well, listen, everyone. Thank you so much for watching tonight. It's been fantastic. Really enjoyed the interaction and everything. It's been really good. And play up Sky Blues. Let's hope we get the 3 points Saturday and keep this push going. And then we'll see you on Sunday night and with the build up to Man United. Thanks, Dave. You enjoyed it?
I have indeed. Thanks for having me back on.
No problem at all, mate. Anytime, you know that. And Claudio?
Oh, yes. Always love a chat about the Sky Blues.
Love it. Say hello to Caroline for us, mate. She's feeling a lot better.
Yeah, I hope you are feeling better soon as well.
Cheers. Thanks a lot.
Dave, see you Saturday.
You will do, mate.
All right. Take care, everyone. Give us a big play up Sky Blues.
Play up Sky
Play
Blues.
up Sky Blues.
Play up Sky Blues.
Sky Blue Fans TV. For the fans, by the fans.